Good afternoon, everybody, and welcome to Ocean's Pit, another edition, guys. Thank God it's Friday. That's right, it is Friday. It's February 27th, and we're coming down to one more day, and then February is over, and we're going into March. That means warmer weather and a lot of fun. We got a great show lined up for you guys today. Thank you for watching, guys. Check the website, TonyOceanMusic.com. Give us a call at 847-769-8609 to book a show. Every show is dedicated to the first responders, the men and women in the military, and our veterans who fought for our country. But mostly it's dedicated to wonderful people like you. Today is National Cigar Day. So light up, smoke it, baby. It's showtime. You got it. Let's go to work. Thank you, Seventh Heaven. And guys, how you doing? This is National Cigar Day. So for all you cigar smokers out there, men and women, smoke up and enjoy. It's a beautiful day out. Go out and do it. We got a great show lined up for you today. It's Friday. It's Friday. It's Friday. So let's get right to some shopping and buying local. You know what I'm talking about. I'm talking about Ace Hardware. And this is the last day. Today and tomorrow is the last day for these specials for February. Save on all supplies you need for your next paint project. Buy one, get one 50% off on Clark and Kensington or Royal Paint. Select Ace paint kits, including tray, brush, rollers, and select Frog Painter's tape. See the in-store ad for a coupon of 25% off one regular priced item under $50 or $12.50 off any item over $50. Now, some restrictions apply. And don't forget, folks, to tell them to go grill your Ace off. That's what you want to do. I want to grill my Ace off. And get yourself a brand new grill. Get ready. Spring, summer's close, baby. Ace is the place. Buy local, shop local, helping neighbors before they were neighborhoods. That's right. And that's what it's all about, baby. All right, today's Friday, the 27th. Like I said, I want to thank everyone who showed up to Positano's last night in Oak Brook. It was a jumping Thursday night. Again, my thanks to my good buddy Frank and Andrea. They do a great job. And, of course, the staff there at Positano's in Oak Brook. It was great seeing everybody there. I want to thank Jeff and Gina and Carol and Susan, Connie, Sherwin, Louis Pipes, and Dana. Louis knocking it out with some great songs. Felix Greco knocking it out with some great great songs. Just nice to get everybody back together, and it was great to be at Positano's. Also, a big shout out to Jumpin' Jerry Jams, who's back from Florida. Great job, Jerry. And I want to thank out to my good friend, the great Regina Karma, coming out and belting out some great songs. She's got an incredible voice. So make sure you check out Regina Karma and what shows she's got coming up. Tonight we'll be at Chicago Prime Steakhouse. That's an 8 o'clock hit with Double T Tony Toto. We're going to have a little party for Tony Toto's birthday. So if you come on out tonight to Chicago Prime and say hi, happy birthday, Double T. That's tonight. Tomorrow, we're making our debut at Rookies Sports Bar in Hoffman Estates. Now, there's a bar and then there's a separate room. The separate room is when we'll have the show. First come, first serve. I guess you can't make reservations. That's an 8 o'clock hit. Double T on drums. Mikey D on keyboards. And, of course, Bob Pucci on guitar. It's going to be a rocking show. That's tomorrow night, February 28th at Rookies in Hoffman Estates. Went to the doctor today for my breathing. Everything is good. So that's great. So that's why I smoke a cigar, National Cigar Day. Every day for me is a National Cigar Day. But so that's all good. Couple things here, folks. Also, let's see. We got a couple people who have passed away. First of all, let's go to football, baseball. Bill Mazzaro, if I'm pronouncing his name right, he was with the Pittsburgh Pirates, of course, one of the big home run hitters of the day. With the Pittsburgh Pirates, of course, he died at the age of 89 years old. For acting, another actor has passed away, Bobby J. Brown. He was in the TV show The Wire. He dies at the age of 62 years old. For you wrestling fans, WWF at the time, you might remember Howard Finkel dies at the age of 69 years old. I always used to like seeing all those great guys I still watch wrestling. Some people like it, some people don't. And a Tony Ocean follower and Ocean's Pit listener, Peggy Flynn, used to work at Pal Joey's, and she just passed away, I just heard. So to the Flynn family, nice lady. Rest in peace, my friend Peggy. Okay, so now next week, like I said, the big show's coming up, and it's our 6th-year anniversary. 6-year anniversary of Ocean's Pit, because you wonderful people and the sponsor, everybody to make this show happen Monday through Friday at noon. It's going to happen again where we had our party last year. It was our 5th year anniversary. It was what a bash that was. And this one's going to be great too. It's going to be at the Village Tavern on Wise Road there in Schaumburg, Illinois. Starts at 6, but we're going to go on about 7:15. We're going to go live and do an hour and a half live remote. So there's no show during the day on Wednesday. We want you all to be part of the live remote studio audience. It's going to be a great time. At about 7:30, they're going to give out those free chicken fingers, world-renowned chicken fingers and French fries to everybody who's watching the show. And we're going to got some prizes, drink giveaways. Ron Onesti's calling in live remote. Richie from Seventh Heaven, Ace Hardware. A lot of special guests. That's this Wednesday, March 3rd, Village Tavern. Now, first come, first serve, guys. It gets crowded, so get there and help us celebrate 6 wonderful years with Ocean's Pit and you wonderful people. All right, so we got some stories here. And now, but next Friday, I've been promoting this, the special mystery guest. A lot of people ask questions about our government, about our military, about our politicians, about Epstein, about our healthcare, about big pharma, about stuff that some stuff, we're going to argue about this forever. This gentleman here, ladies and gentlemen, I won't give you his name. We're going to call him Mr. Orange. How's that? Like from Reservoir Dogs. All right. We're not going to see the man. You're just going to hear his voice just for protection, because he doesn't want anybody attacking his page. But he is a former CIA member. He was also a former military, also worked in the government, of course. And his father, at one particular time, also was a big head general in the Army. So he's going to tell us all your questions about Donald Trump, the tariffs, Epstein, pharma, votes, Democrats, Republican, and all your questions that you might need answered. This is a guy who's been around and knows his shit. So that's going to be Friday, March 6th. So I hope you guys tune in for that. All right, guys. Now we know what's coming up in January, don't we, of 2027. It's called the Chicago Music Cruise. Now, this will be my 4th with Seventh Heaven, and it's going to be a lot of fun because we're going back to, by popular demand, we're going back to Royal Caribbean Music Cruise. That's January 10th, 2027. It's a brand new ship, Stars of the Sea. We're going to start off in Orlando, Bahamas, Cocoa Keys, St. Martin, and St. Thomas. ChicagoMusicCruise.com, put in Tony Ocean. Or go to Marriott NTD Vacations and get on that mailing list. Ask her questions that way. Or better yet, pick up the phone these days and ask for Mary at 630-688-1725 and say, I want to go on the ocean with Ocean and Seventh Heaven. Tony Ocean Main Event Band, Tony Toto, Jerry Jams, yours truly, and Daryl the Professor Armanstad will be joining us on this particular cruise, along with, of course, our good pals, the great Seventh Heaven. So excited on that one, baby. Excited. All right. Got some crazy stories here. And yesterday we were talking about some crazy shit, right? About celebrities eating human flesh and all that crap. And I know, Tony, you're nuts. allegedly you're hearing all these stories, and now they're coming up more and more. And like I said, where there's smoke, there's fire. And when it comes to Hollywood, folks, I wouldn't put anything past anybody in the Hollywood world. If they were letting these islands and these kids getting molested and all this stuff, why not eat them too? I mean, I know it sounds crazy, but that's something we'll probably never know either. You know what I mean? No one's going to know the answer to that. So allegedly, these stories are coming out about these celebrities. All right. With all, unfortunately, with the people with ICE and protesting, crazy stuff that's going on in this crazy world. Certain, of course, we lost a couple people that were shot and some people were hurt and stuff like that. We never want anything like that to happen. But you ever notice, though, with the 11-year-old boy, Aidan Clark, when he was murdered by an illegal alien, there was no riots. There was no nothing for this 11-year-old kid. Nothing was going on for him. It's just sad. And let's hope this all comes to some sort of stop, some peace in this world, please. We need it. We need it more than ever. Jill Carlo is in the house. Thomas, how are you doing, buddy? Violet, hi, brother Boyd and cousin Ronnie B. Elvis, Kathy, that's right, David. Hope you guys are all good. Thank you, Kathy, for watching. Angelo, all the way from Steubenville, Ohio. There's Carlo, buddy. Don't forget to check out and Lisa, how you doing? Pat Lanzini from Highwood, Illinois. Don't forget, Pat, we're going to be at 28 Mile in Highwood on March 21st, 4 o'clock in the afternoon, 4 to 7, Pat, right in your neighborhood. Not too late. So hopefully you guys will come out and support us at the 28 Mile Distillery on March 21st. I can't wait there. We're going to be with the Main Event Band. It's going to be fun. General Provenzano in the house. James the Hammer. No riots. The ones that lost illegal. There you go, Lisa. Good point. Boyd, how are you doing, my good friend? All right, so let's get to some stories here. Nuts. Cottage cheese. There's another item being recalled in 24 states, including Illinois. Cottage cheese. If you are cottage cheese lovers, my wife likes that stuff. I can't eat that shit. That stuff's horrible. But it's being recalled. So you might want to check that out. 24 states, ladies and gentlemen, including Illinois, according to WGN. A lot of stuff getting recalled. It's kind of weird. Hillary Clinton swore under oath, "I've never met Jeffrey Epstein." Well, of course, they showed pictures of supposedly Maxwell was at the wedding. There's a picture of them together with Bill and her and Bill Epstein under oath. I mean, come on. Well, at least she didn't. At least she didn't say I plead the fifth. That's another bullshit stuff that's going on, and hopefully we'll get some of these questions answered one day or another. I don't know. Indiana Bill, host with the Chicago Bears. Looks like it's getting closer and closer of them going to Indiana. But they're at the goal line right now. They need to make some sort of decision. The Senate passed the bill vote 45-4. And right now it's on the Governor Bryan's desk for the Bears moving to Indiana. Of course, they will still be called the Chicago Bears, just like the New York Giants who play in New Jersey. It is what it is if that goes down. There was some stories about a local council in Mexico City and other certain places that they're allowing religions and animal sacrifices. And they're allowing this. They passed this, the council, for 4-2 in certain areas. Now, only on religious holidays. And some of these other countries do that. They do sacrifice animals, whatever it is. It's part of their religion. And, some people might frown on that, but some of these people have been doing it for years. That's part of their custom. But as long as it's in their area for certain religions and certain holidays that they do this, it is what it is. A lot of people don't like it, obviously. I'm an animal lover. I don't like it, but hey, it's something that I don't do. Also, there was a lot of stories going on. There was a rumor that came out allegedly on social media about somewhere in Phoenix, Arizona. Supposedly, they have a human chop shop selling human flesh. And of course, that's been rebunked. It's not true. It did happen something in Phoenix in 2014 where a biolab was making this stuff and it did get busted and got, whatever like that. But there is no market in Arizona, folks, that people think that they're selling. Who knows anymore, right? Joanne Lula, how are you doing? I hope you're doing well. It's Ocean's Pit, little show about big things. One story after another. Now we're going to get to some nitty gritty stuff. And my good friend Kelly Kane from Almost Home Foundation posted this on her Facebook page. This is why I never buy Nike brand, the shoe brand or clothes brand by Nike. They took Michael Vick back after all he did with the dog fighting. This came from the Colorado Citizens for Animals. Correction to this post info given by a 3CW follower. Faye was not a Vick dog. She was part of the largest dog fighting organization. Faye was saved from Michael Vick fighting ring. This is the dog that they showed a picture of. Sadly, she lost her life undergoing reconstruction to her face. When you think of Michael Vick, I hope the face comes to mind. Horrible with the dog fighting, and that was a whole big Michael Vick. Remember the former quarterback of the NFL? I think he was for the Bengals. That's just horrible. That needs to be outlawed everywhere. And stop saying it because that was their custom when they were used to doing when they were kids or how they grew up that way. No, it's against. You don't touch animals and you don't touch kids. Case closed. I don't care what side of the political fence you're on. Let's wake up. Let's see. I'm trying to get some more stories here. Some stuff that you guys did send me. Thank you guys so much. And stuff that we see on social media, of course. News sites. We talked about the bar in New York where they have a cafe where you can meet fake people, AI people. This is called ABC. Natalie, how are you doing? Good morning. ABC Channel 7, Colorado funeral home owner who stashed 189 decomposing bodies in a building over 4 years and gave grieving family fake ashes will be sentenced to prison. No shit. What? Insane. It's a funeral home. Respected. They take care of the. Nothing surprises me anymore. This is California. This is ReconArmy.com. Breaking news. After 50 years, Budweiser will close its only brewery in California. And they closed it on February 22nd, not a couple of days ago. And I guess it goes out to this, folks. It's another failure by the worst governor in America. And I thought ours was bad. Of course, we're talking about Newsom in California. Budweiser leaving California. Billionaire dies in penis enlargement surgery. Okay. The Viagra just didn't work. You need to go have it done. Surgeons have been banned from performing plastic surgery after Belgian Israel diamond dealer Idan Ari Ladario died at the age of 65 years old of a heart attack during a penis enlargement procedure at the Saint Henri Padu Clinic in Paris. Oui, penis, get it? Anyway, investigation was quickly launched into possible manslaughter charges after his death, but soon shifted to allegations of failing to assist a person in danger, drug offenses, and practicing medicine without a license. So the moral of the story is leave your penis alone, number one. And number two, check your references. Check the doctor that's going to do anything to you. 1 or 2, 3 different opinions. practicing medicine without a license. Oh, let's see. A severely hungover Mac McGee caught the first touchdown in the Super Bowl history after an all night with two stewardesses. Football. Wow. So he had a great party the night before. Max McGee, Super Bowl story is wild. As backup receiver for the Green Bay Packers, he wasn't expected to play. So he snuck out and partied with flight attendants until dawn. After starter Boyd Dollar got hurt, he was forced to the game and caught his first touchdown in the Super Bowl history with one hand. The rest is history. Woo! With a flight attendants the night before. Moral of the story, just because you sit on the bench doesn't mean you might play. Somebody gets hurt, you're going to step up. Good for him. Good for him with the stewardess. This is interesting too. Dennis from Lake Geneva, I don't know if Dennis is listening. He posted this a while back. Did you ever wonder who created the names for non-prescription and prescription drugs? Ever see when they come up with these names? You know, it's sometimes you get it. You can't even read the shit that you're taking. You should be able to pronounce what you're putting in your body. Oh, here, this is for, menopause. How do they come up with the names of that? I'd like to find that out. Good question. Good story. Good stuff. I'm going to forget this. I'm not going to mention any of that stuff today. Let's see. Yeah, forget about Don Lemon. He's a joke. Funny thing about getting older, and this is true, ladies and gentlemen. Funny about us getting older, men and women, we know it. One thing I think I told you, for men, as we get older, your ears don't stop growing. So they get bigger as you get older. Funny thing about getting older, your eyesight starts getting weaker, but your ability to see through people's bullshit is much better. To some degree. John Pulo. CCP getting ready to launch pandemic during critical election year with economy starting to shine. Ooh. That's a question that we're going to ask Mr. Orange, former CIA, former government, former military, our guest next Friday on March 6th. Could there be another pandemic now? Nothing surprises me, folks. Call Dumpster Rescue. We take all the shit away. We have a lift truck so we can even haul Prickster away. That's right. We had Frank on the show. That's it. Dumpster Rescue. I think he did Jerry Jam stuff when his mom passed away. It's a great organization, great local company. Take care of stuff that you want to get out of your house after you're selling it or someone passes away. That's Frank. Dumpster Rescue, baby. TurningPointUSA.com. Breaking. Milwaukee Judge Hannah Dugan, who was found guilty in federal court of shielding illegals from ICE, has officially resigned. She's now a convicted felon facing up to 5 years in prison. Oh, no shit. Bye-bye. Right? I love this. This is from luckbealady.com. If the government can get scammed out of $9 billion up in Minneapolis without anybody noticing, then we, the people, are paying way too many taxes. Too much taxes. If they can get away with $9 billion scam, that's just what got caught. This is good. Good post. Tony Bisek, drummer in the Chicagoland area. Don't argue with people on social media. Now, we know that. Don't argue with people on social media. Every classroom had a kid that ate paste. That's probably who you're arguing with. Oh, these are good. These are good. All right. Today, to-do list. Everybody should write this down. Today, to-do list. My friend Katie sent this in. Skate on thin ice. Toot your own horn. Add my 2 cents. Stir the pot. add fuel to the fire, and bark up the wrong tree. That's what I'm talking about, baby. That's what I'm talking about. Hillbillyboy.com. The priest asks little Johnny, aren't you scared to meet Satan? Johnny replies, you're the one who should be scared because you talk shit about him every day, every Sunday. Good one. You're watching Ocean's Pit, little show about big things. Now, guys, we got some more shows coming up. On March 7th, we're making our debut at Johnny Cabs in Burr Ridge on a Saturday night with the Main Event Band and the return of Lisa P. Johnny Cabs, Burr Ridge. On the 12th, we'll be at the Shea Hotel in Arlington Heights, rooftop, beautiful place. On the 19th, we'll be at Chef Shangri-La in North Riverside. March 21st, 28 Mile Distillery in Highwood. And of course, April 1st is April Fool's Day, but it's also National Cheap Trick Day, true, in Illinois. And of course, it's my rock band, Moe's Dream Police, of course, playing the Hard Rock Casino in Rockford, in Cheap Trick's hometown, with Billy and the Vintage Saints. Double bill. It's going to be a great time. Tuesday night, April 1st, come out to Hard Rock. What happened when the government doesn't give us back the money they owe us? What do we do? Just let it slide? I want to talk about scams. Oh, Boyd, love it. And you know what? That's great questions, Boyd, because I know you're going to have one for Mr. Orange coming up next Friday. Like I say, he's going to answer a lot of questions because he was involved in that stuff. And his father was a military general up high. He was in the CIA, government official, a former military guy himself. So I'd like to know these questions too, that we're getting this shit. But great question, Boyd. Great question. Great question. Let's see. What do we got here? Wrap your head around this. Now, this is not all Democrats. The Democrats are mad ICE is using Medicaid data to arrest illegals after they told us illegals aren't on Medicaid. Another question. Damn. It just doesn't quit, folks. It just doesn't quit. Doesn't quit. Okay, my buddy Dimitri sent this in. Things I know to be true. You reap what you sow. Old saying. Tables do turn. People eventually find out who you really are. Karma will get you, even if it takes time to doing it, right? Karma has no calendar. You can't fake being a good person. You either are or you're not. Now, that's not saying that even a good person can do bad things on certain situations. When your back is to the wall, who knows what people are going through. You know, some people that you thought were like, oh my God, the most sweetest, sadist people, and then you find out they're all whacked. I mean, let's go back to John Wayne Gacy. Remember, the whole neighborhood loved this guy. Hey, come on over, he's a clown, and got the kids over at the house, and you never knew what this guy was up to. It's scary out there, but that stuff is all true, and it makes a lot of sense. Not all Democrats, this was also sent in by my buddy Dennis, constantly claim that their voters are far more educated than Republican voters. Democrats also claim that their voters are too stupid to get voter ID. Guys, you need an ID for everything. When I went to the doctor this morning, insurance card, ID. Remember Blockbuster? You needed your ID and then your Blockbuster card to get on a plane, to book a hotel room, to rent a car. I mean, it's just crazy. Nuts. I'm not even going to get into that. We'll talk about that with him. All right. Anyway, let's get to my good buddy Armando Supermarkets, 925 Liberty Street in Elgin, Illinois. Not only they got produce, folks, they got meats, prepared food, grill rotisserie chicken, etc., etc. Danny Mazzi, Armando Supermarkets, 925 Liberty Street in Elgin. How about my good friend Crash Champions Collision Auto Repair for all your collision auto repair needs? Go to crashchampions.com. Christian Knievel, there she is. Great seeing you and Freddie on Wednesday, hon. And thank you for singing some great songs. Make sure you check out Kristen Knievel's shows that she's doing. Of course, Kristen was the granddaughter of the great Evel Knievel, and her father, of course, the great Robbie Knievel. She got her own show. Great band. Check her out, Kristen Knievel. Jeff Hunt in the house, buddy. Thank you for your support and your friendship, my buddy. Driving by a walkout right now, MO in Starbucks. Oh, my God. There you go. Get that coffee. Christian, anytime, my friend. Anytime. On their way to tattooing everybody. It sounds like the beast. Oh, yeah. Why do Italians live longer than others? I don't know if this is normally true. But my grandparents lived to, 110, 105. Now, this might be Italians who actually live in Italy. I don't know. But they I don't know. I think it could be for any heritage, They walk everywhere, turning daily life into natural exercise. I don't think we all walk everywhere, but maybe in Italy they do. Remember, they also sleep 3 hours. They take a siesta or whatever they call it. They eat mostly fresh, homemade cooked meals instead of processed food. Some do. Their diet is rich, et cetera, et cetera. I think this mostly is to older Italians and maybe that live in Europe. But my parents were the same way, and probably so were yours, So were yours when you grow up. 5 unspoken rules. 5 unspoken rules. Frank olive oil. Have a shot of olive oil. Or a shot of Jack is good too, especially in the afternoon. By the way, it's the only shot I ever took. Old news. Anyway, 5 unspoken rules. Are you ready? If you're at someone's house and they say they're tired, it's time to leave. When you are at people's homes and you see the guy, leave. Thank you for being there. Time to go home. Thanks for the cookies. Time to go home. Never cut someone off. Wait till they have finished what they are saying. Whoo, I need to learn that. Sometimes I'm bad with that. Never stay on another call too long when you're sitting with company. Good one. Get off the phone when you have company. If someone is shy or awkward in social situations, never point it out. Some people just don't know how to be social, or, it's not easy these days. You probably won't see this page again, so don't forget. Anyway, forget that. Forget to follow us on that page. Beautiful words. Wow. A rare bottle of Pappy Van Winkle breaks record for the most expensive American whiskey ever sold. Wow, we're going to find out that in a minute. Karen, an article came out about why certain ethnic groups live longer, and what they said was that in Italy they detain Hillary since they walk everywhere. Yeah, that's what I think. They're always walking around in Europe. And I know some of the old Italians, they walk still when it's nice out, Good point. Thank you, Karen, for that. All right, what is the most expensive whiskey here, right? A rare bottle of Pappy Van Winkle. A bottle of 20-year-old Rip Van Winkle from 1982 became the most expensive American whiskey ever sold after being auctioned off over $160,000 for a bottle of whiskey, folks. The original bottles of Pappy Van Winkle were made at the age and famed Stitzel Weller Distillery, which ceased operations in 1992. Bottles containing the juice from that era are both incredibly priced and increasingly rare. Some people will pay a very pretty penny to get their hands on one of these whiskeys, just like when people buy expensive bottles of wine. They don't even drink it sometimes. They just store it in their wine cellar if you have one. I mean, it could cost. It could cost. Absolutely, it could cost. The Fox and Hound did close in Schaumburg, so that's not open. Someone asked me if they're open. Word of the day. Gary, sir, Gary Witz, what's up, brother? I hope you're doing well with your Beatle band. Make sure you check out. I think you're in the band with my keyboard player too, Dante. So make sure you check out my buddy Gary. This is the word of the day for Friday, February 27th. Dictum. Dicktm. Dictum. A person who acts like a dick, then acts like a victim about it. Dictum. Word of the day. Roll that around in your mouth. When they had the Super Bowl, folks, the LX Hamburger, did you hear about this? They showed pictures of it. It's not supposed to be. It's built for Super Bowl Sunday, obviously. It's a full-on meat spectacular designed to stop and scroll and dominate the table. At the center is a 3.5-pound fall off the bone, braised bone and beef shank, slow cooked until possibly tender and stacked high with like a trophy. It's finished with roasted Myro box demi glace, rich point Reese blue cheese fondue tucked into a house-baked bun that someone holds it all together. This isn't a personal burger. It's a statement made to serve 4 people, assuming everyone's willing to share. The LX Hamburger turns game day. It was $180 for this burger, folks, during the Super Bowl Sunday. $180. Well, if you bought tickets to the Super Bowl and you can afford them, well, and you probably can afford that burger, $180. If you think about it, though, if it feeds 4, it's not so bad. Italians often say, I'm not good with names. I'll probably know them by their face. And I use that all the time. I'm horrible at names. Patrice, what's up, my dear? Boyd, ask Hole. Someone that always asking advice but never using it. Wow. Like that one. Ask Hole. Ask Hole. ASKHOLE. Good one. Good one. Good one. I like that. Chipotle CEO says they raise prices because 60% of their customers make over $100,000 a year. During an earnings call, Chipotle CEO revealed that 60% of people who eat at their restaurant make over $100,000 a year in income. Chipotle. I can't remember names. Fox 32, Chicago special report. A Chicago area man met someone online who made him feel seen, heard, understood. They talked every day for months. He saw her face on video, calls, heard her voice, built what felt like a real connection. That connection cost him $70,000 and destroyed his ability to trust and left him paying off debt he took on for someone who never existed. AI at its finest. Moral of the story, find out the person you're involved with is real. Don't give them your credit card. Pay the bills. What a scam. And I'm sure we're going to hear more and more of this. Craig Olson, Budweiser's closing 2 additional breweries, one in New Hampshire and one in New Jersey. The Los Angeles brewery remains open. Where all employees are out of a job. Very sad. Well, Craig, you're right. When any of these, and what's sad about it, it's these old companies that we grew up with. And when they're taking jobs away, no matter where they're from, it's sad. Or they're closing plants. Those people are losing their jobs. Some of them, hopefully, that they might have had a pension or whatever, retirement of some sort. Maybe that got screwed too sometimes, you know. It's a sad world we're living in, Craig. Thank you for that, brother. I hope you're well. Yeah. So, like I said, a lot of questions. I know you're going to want to tune in next Friday for Mr. Orange. That's not his name. We're not going to give you his name. Doesn't want to be known. Doesn't want to. He doesn't care if he's known. He just don't want anybody attacking him on social media because that's what people do. Ex-military, ex-CIA, also worked for the government. Obviously, his father was a big general in the army, and he's going to be on. He's going to answer a lot of questions that we want to know, that everybody wants to know. I rather trust, well, at least somebody who's actually been there, done that. What's this? WGN really breaks my heart. The Round Lake Beach community is shaken up over the death of an 8-year-old boy who has now been identified by authorities. His mother and her boyfriend have been charged with murder. The mother and boyfriend, child. There's no more, oh my gods, guys. There's no more, oh my gods. There's no more like, oh, I can't believe that happened, right? We're looking at stuff in this world. It's just crazy. Complete nuts. Complete nuts. Pat, make sure the people you know have a heartbeat before giving up your credit card. Good one. Doesn't have to be a heart, but at least a heartbeat. Good point. You watch an Ocean's Pit, little show about big things, Monday through Friday at noon. I think it's time for that. It's time for the weather. The JRC Ace Hardware Weather Minute. Here it is, folks. The weather for Friday, February 27th. 51 degrees, like 63, 65 high today in some parts of Illinois. 40%, 46% humidity, 12-mile-an-hour winds. It's sunny. Get out of the house. Enjoy this beautiful day. And that's brought to you by Ace is the Place. Buy local, shop local, helping neighbors before they were neighborhoods. Yeah. Yeah. Sam Darnold, of course, he was a quarterback for the Seattle Seahawks who won the Super Bowl. For the Super Bowl, I'm sure you heard this story. It's kind of old news, but you might have heard it. You might have not heard it. Interesting stuff. He won $178,000 for winning the Super Bowl. He had to pay $249,000 in California in the taxes for being there for 7 days. So he lost $71,000 for winning the Super Bowl because it was in California. Craig, we're doing now. I'm sorry for the noise. You know, for the last 2 months, they were doing our kitchen. Floors, new cabinets, new everything. So they've been working really hard. So I apologize for the noise. Thank you for that. Hopefully another 2 weeks, 3 weeks, maybe. It's been a while. Mark Zuckerberg forced to face off with the alleged social media addict. Grieving parents in LA courtroom. Oh, the social media news. Over and over and over. It's sad. It's sad. My friend Nicole, who talked about the whole Bad Bunny, Kid Rock, blah, 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 blah. She made a good point. And listen to this. You guys probably know this already. She goes, I just got down to the nitty gritty why the NFL had Bad Bunny for the halftime show. Because Apple pays $50 million for the show to have the event. And they wanted him on there so they can gain sales on Apple Music and Spotify. Now it makes sense. Chink, chink. Makes sense. Makes complete sense. Here's a question for you guys out there, for you women out there. And it could also be for men too, but this is for women. And this is from everythingfreefreefree.com. When a man is handsome, educated, has money, but still single, what could be the problem? We're going to save that one. Interesting. Man, Kyle Mueller, either you love him or not, I love him. It's not easy to make small talk with people who a few years ago would have sent me to a concentration camp for not getting the jab. How about that? How much, right? We got all criticized. I did. What is he doing playing out? How can he play out? Here's the teachers again. Not all teachers, but there's some of them in this crazy world. A high-profile scandal. The Spokane, Washington former teacher McKenna Kindred admitted she engaged in improper relationship with her 17-year-old student that began through social media contact and led to prolonged private encounters while she was still employed at the school. Court records show the digital communication between Kindred and the student included explicit exchanges. After the relationship became known to peers and authorities, she resigned, pleaded guilty to first-degree sexual misconduct, and was ordered to serve probation, pay fines, and register a sex offender for a decade. Moral of the story, teachers, stop screwing kids, and vice versa. I mean, wasn't that what we were told when we were little? This happened actually about a week ago, but I'm just bringing it up now. ABC Channel 7, breaking freight train derailment impact Metro services road in Oak Lawn. That's got to be scary, man. I know one person, I didn't know him well, but he died, got hit by a train. Man, it's like anything. You know, you're in a plane, you're in a train, you don't know. Sad. Mancow, again. So we arrested the guy who owned the sex island. We arrested the woman who bought the children to the sex island, but we haven't arrested the clients who paid to rape the children on the sex island. Old news, but hey, makes a lot of sense. I mean, 2 guys went down in the UK, Europe. We need someone here, someone big to go down. Some of these stories. Now, I don't know. Listen to this. Now, you guys have younger. This is about the Gen Z generation. The Gen Z became first generation in history to have lower IQ than their parents due to dependency on AI. I think the reason why some of the kids now, when they're growing up, maybe our generation was smarter. We had to find out these things ourselves. We had to go through tribulations and fail and win. We had to go through this stuff. Not that we were better than anybody, but we went through shit. We fucked up. We did stuff like that. Now the new generation and the younger generation, now you have a question, problem. It's all here. It's all answered here. When we were kids, all we had was the calculator for numbers. How much was this? How much was that if I do that? That was our AI. That was our social media. The calculator gave us answers. If the math test shit, your parents wouldn't give you the answer. You cheated on your math test with a calculator. But now the younger generation, that's what they use. They can ask these people anything. Post Malone calls out Bud Light for beers at $14 at the Super Bowl weekend. $14 for a beer in San Francisco, in California. They offered cover part tab, dropping the cost to $7, then $5. I don't know. It's expensive at these sports events. This is graveyardshift.com. Blushing bride, Kentucky woman pens furious email to bridal company after the gown arrived looking nothing like the photos, only for her staff to point out that she put it in inside out. Whose stupidity there? She got the dress. This is not how it looked in the shop because you put it upside down. One of my favorite movies was The New Leaf. Elaine May wrote it, directed it with Walter Matthau. Henrietta, let me dress you in the morning. You got to see the movie to understand it. Ellie, they don't know how to read. They don't read books in the library. They don't do that anymore. You're right. Boyd, I was told years ago that a smart man doesn't have to know everything, but he knows where to find the answers. Good one. Remember your parents. You can find the answer. Look it up. Find it. The only question, folks, that we'll never know, how many licks does it take to get to the center of the Tootsie Pop? 1, 2, 3. Right? How many? That was the question when I was a kid, when you used to see the owl. 1, 2, right? How many licks? I don't think if anybody actually licked to see how long, because some people might have a bigger tongue, shorter tongue. I don't know. Boy, this is getting crazy, right, folks? Do good, they will talk. Do bad, they will talk. So do you and let them talk, baby. Let them talk, because either way, you're screwed. Either way, you're screwed. We had dictionary, encyclopedia, calculator. There you go. Thank you, Pat. Ask my girlfriend. Good one, Boyd. Doctors have named a potentially deadly amount of alcohol. No shit. Doctors have named potentially, okay, for a man weighing 155 to 175 pounds, this is about 0.72 liters roughly of hard liquor consumed over a few hours. So you should, okay. Obviously, the less you weigh, you can't drink that much alcohol. For women weighing 110 to 130 pounds, the range is 0.4 liters, about 14 to 24 ounces. A medical education specialist noted that death can happen at lower amounts, as well as depends on genetics, body weight, overall health, etc., etc. This is stuff, kind of stuff that we all kind of knew, you know. Oh yeah, I got to remember that. You know, sometimes when you save stuff on your phone and it's backed up, and it's hard for you guys to find certain stories and stuff. Hey, a company that you want to get involved with, if you haven't yet, we're talking about Jack Vayner Landscaping. They offer monthly maintenance programs, bush trimming, spring, fall cleanup, bed mulching, fertilizing, weed control. They offer plant design service and installation for over 50 years. Call Tommy Vayner, Jack Vayner Landscaping. 847-432-5266, and tell them Tony O sent you. You know, get on that board, you know, because you might have your own guys already, but they're a great company. They do ours, and they're always giving 110% for everything they do. It's coming to the end of the hour. Let's see what else we got here. ABC Channel 7. Dad allegedly stabbed infant and tossed him out into the snow. These are daily, weekly stories in this world that we're living in. So sad. Okay. Song blue, everybody knows one. In addition to the Bears increasing tickets to 30%, Indiana bill to finance a new stadium will add additional 12% increase beer and food. Good point, Craig. And right now, if you go in Indiana, you can probably buy food or something at one of the games right now. It probably won't be as much money, right? You save money filling up your gas tank when you go to Indiana or certain parts of Wisconsin. When the Bears move to Indiana, that stadium, everything is going to go up, Craig. You're absolutely right. Even the gas stations will all raise their prices. Good point. Good point. It's going to happen. Song blue. That's right. CC Sabathia, one of the greatest. They retired his jersey. Congratulations, CC. One of the greatest pitchers ever. I seen the movie yesterday at home during the day. When I first heard it was going to come out, I thought it was the story of Neil Diamond. I really wasn't interested. I just want to let people know it's not Neil Diamond I hate. I just can't stand that Sweet Caroline. It just drives me nuts. Every musician out there knows Sweet Caroline, Smoke on Water, Free Bird. That's Amore. Yeah. So Neil Diamond's got a lot of great songs, but I don't know if I was interested in watching the whole thing on him. But when I watched it and found out it was about a guy and a girl tribute, they were tributes, true story out of Milwaukee. Very, very sad. Clara Sardinia was a girl, of course, the real life inspiration for the movie songs, who will make a guest appearance at the So Good Neil Diamond Experience with Robert Neary at the Pabst Theater. This was in Milwaukee. And then opened for Pearl Jam. It was great. The movie was good, but it also had great characters. Hugh Jackman was great. Kate Hudson was great. Michael Imperiale from The Sopranos playing guitar in the band. James Belushi was one of the producer, one of his promoters that owned the bar. That was really cool. That was really cool. And that made the movie. And of course, she gets hit by a car, loses her leg, then they make the big comeback. But I won't tell you everything if you haven't seen the movie, but I just did. Yeah. Sad movie. Good movie. Go see it if you haven't seen it already. Love on the Rocks. That's a good song, too. Yeah, I have trucks running through Elk Grove next week if anybody needs to get rid of things. Dumpster to the rescue, baby. Dumpster rescue. Contact Frank Morone, Morrone. Patrick Moore, my good friend. I don't know if you're listening. This is from HodgeTwins.com. President Donald Trump just fired 8,980 active duty and 5,727 reserve troopers who identified as transgenders. That's a topic. The topic I don't know much about. It's out there. People are doing it every day. It's getting more and more popular. I don't believe it. I don't get it. I don't understand it. I don't know. I can't argue with that. I don't know. Saw it in the theater that bought here. Yeah, it was a good movie, Pat. One of my favorite shows I also like is The Five. I like The Five. I love Don Bongino, of course. I love Gutfeld. Great show. He's funny. And the guests he has are funny, but you have to like that humor and you have to like that side of the politic world. Why TMZ? Why can't they realize it's FAM? It's family. This isn't fam pleading on national TV. Why social media, which not everyone has or uses? I don't know about that TMZ. It's almost like the Inquirer, even when you listen to this show sometimes. It's entertainment, I guess. Some stuff they get facts, some stuff they don't. I don't know. Like I said, we don't know what to believe anymore. We're never going to know. It's sad. It really is. I think I was mentioning, I said, boy, I wish it was back when we were like younger, back to those days. Wonder if those are honorable or dishonorable discharges. Good point, Richard. That's a good question. And when we have Mr. Orange on Friday, and he was ex-CIA, ex-military. His father was a general, high-ranking general, and he's a good question to ask. That's going to be a good one. I like that. Thank you. Midway Airport flight logs resurface. Forget that. Back to Epstein. I'm sick of that whole story with him. The best signs to date and marry. We'll hold off on that. More of those questions. Violent crime is... Well, right now, according to Fox News, violent crime as a whole fell in its lowest levels. Really? Really? I just named 3 on this show in the last half hour. Where are they coming? Where are they getting this stuff? Like Illinois, it's so much safer now. I'm confused about the position on the left. Are women capable of being a president? Or are women incapable of acquiring documents to vote? It can't be both. Will there be a woman president? I think there should be. I think it's the right one. I think there should be. I don't know when. I might not see it in my lifetime. Maybe my kids, my grandkids. I don't know. There's smart ladies out there. Listen, men, Women are a lot smarter than we are in a lot of things. All right? Today, the 3 days in February when the men is always right, February 29th, February 30th, and February 31st are the only days in the month that the men are right. I don't know. It'll be interesting to see. Okay, so it is 1:00. And I love talking to you guys. I really do. I have a lot of fun. Remember, National Cigar Day. Tonight, Chicago Prime Steakhouse in Schaumburg. That's an 8:00 hit. We'll be celebrating a little Double T, Tony Toto's birthday. So come on out. It'll be a lot of fun. And tomorrow we're making our debut at Rookie Sports Bar in Hoffman Estates with the main event band. Mike D, Tony Toto, and Bob Pucci on guitar. That's an 8:00 hit tomorrow. We're going to be in Texas, folks. Armadillo and Lubbock. October 15th and 16th. 16th and 17th. We're going to Kentucky on October 3rd. Check the Oceans Rat Pack website page, too. A lot of dates coming out of town. We have over 80 dates this year with Oceans Rat Pack. We're going to be at the Cove in Lake Geneva, Wisconsin on the 9th, first Rat Pack show this summer at the Cove in Lake Geneva. Birthdays for February, the 27th of February, of course. To our grandson, Dominic, 1 month old today. Tony and Angelica, 1 month old. Dominic, what a beautiful kid. Richie Z from Arizona. Richie, happy birthday, buddy, out there. Liz Taylor. I'm Johnny Cash. Woo! Nature Boy, Ric Flair, what greatest, my favorite wrestler of all time, Ric Flair. Woo! Mitch Ryder, celebrating the birthday. Jackie Gleason, the great one of the greatest actors of our time. My good friend Vito Zotto, up to your mom in heaven. Happy birthday, Mrs. Zito. Michael Bolton, great voice. Vern Gagne, for all you wrestling fans, would be 100 years old. Neil Sean from Journey, celebrating a birthday. 2221 Baker Street. That's the street that the fictional character, of course, Sherlock Holmes, my favorite of all time. That's the street. Happy birthday to that street. Gilbert Gottfried would be celebrating a birthday. Sean Austin, actor, celebrating a birthday. Former Chicago Cub, Ron Santo, celebrating a birthday. Tony Randall, great actor. Felix Under and so many more great characters. Bob Ralphson, of course, he was one of the guys who created the Monkees TV show in the 60s. And my good buddy Dave Hermanson, I hope I pronounced your name right, Hermanson, Dave. David, Robin, going to see you guys Saturday. Happy birthday, Dave. I know he loves wrestling too. And Cheryl Riccio. Cheryl, I hope you and Tony and Amara, I hope your family is doing great. Happy birthday to Cheryl Riccio out there. All right, so yeah, it's come to that time, folks. It's the end of the hour. So glad we had this time together. And of course, let's thank our sponsor again, our good friends from Ace Hardware. Ace on the computer, of course. There it is. Nope. There it is. A little slow today, but not as slow. It's actually working pretty good today. This has got 2 days left, today and tomorrow. That's it for Ace Hardware for these sales. It's time to get your seed started. 8-quart Miracle Grow seed starter mix or indoor plant mix is $2 for $12. Select a 16-quart bag are now $2 for $18. Stock up and save. Buy 3, get 1 free on Ace Basic pleated air filters. And did you know that not all LED bulbs are harsh cool white? They also come in bright white and warm white. Get a 10-pack of Fight LED light bulbs for only $9.99. That's less than $1 per bulb. And also, folks, let's not forget to tell them to grill your Ace off. I want to grill my Ace off with our friends from Ace Hardware. Ace is the place. Buy local, shop local, helping neighbors before they were neighborhoods. Guys, thank you so much. Next Wednesday, no show during the day because we're going to live remote, celebrating 6 years of Ocean's Pit at the Village Tavern in Schaumburg on Wise Road. 6 o'clock, get there. 7:15, we're going to go live remote. Laura Ocean, Carol Brandolino, Ron Onesti, Richie from Seventh Heaven, Ace Hardware. Hopefully, we're going to get Christian Knievel there, Regina Karma, everybody stopping by, and we're going to have a party, giveaways, drink giveaways, free chicken fingers. They're famous chicken fingers and French fries for everybody audience watching the show. You cannot reserve a table. First come, first serve. Mayor Tom Daly of Schaumburg will make an appearance. Thank you to my buddy Donnie Morrison and our good friends from Village Tavern. It's going to be a lot of fun. Live remote, come be part of our live audience and 6 year celebration. Buy local, shop local, support local establishments, support live entertainment. Be kind to one another, folks. And if you're offended with this show or any other show you hear, change the channel. But just because you're offended doesn't mean you're right. I want to thank you all from the bottom of my heart. Just putting up with my shit and watching this show whenever you can. Tell your friends about it. Ocean's Pit, little show about big things. Sir Richard Stalkey says, peace and love. We need it more than everything. And remember, respect your neighbor. We all have opinions, right? It is what it is. But just be thankful that we have our good friends and family, and we're lucky. God bless you all for watching the show. Have a great weekend. We'll be back Monday, same time, same channel. Nick Sahajas, take us out.
Time to go, it's the end of the show. See you later from Tony O.
National Cigar Day, and God bless America. Bye-bye, everybody. Have a great afternoon.